Hello and welcome to this original art photography image processing video. In this video we're going to have a look at how to process a portrait using just Lightroom. Now you can do more detailed retouching using Photoshop or Portrait Professional for example, but today this is just exploring a few options using only Lightroom. Now here's our portrait that we're going to have a look at doing some retouching on. If we go in a bit closer, you can see there's a few little marks here and there on the skin, and in places the contrast is quite bright, with a few bright spots perhaps. Now using just a few simple tools in Lightroom we can just make this portrait look a little bit neater. So you go over to the right hand side where you've got the adjustment brush, click on the adjustment brush, and then under that you've got a variety of sliders. Now we're not going to really touch those at the moment, we're going to use some presets. Now you can see you've got the word effect, and then next to it, in this case I've already got soften skin selected, but if you click on that you'll get a whole list of things come up. These are the presets that we're looking at down here, from burn, dodge, iris enhance, soften skin, teeth whitening. Mainly just going to look at the bottom three. So for example, if I click teeth whitening, it applies a preset to the sliders which gives us a bit more on the exposure, a bit less on the saturation, but that's about all it changes. Okay, now you can come over here, I need a smaller brush to do this, and paint onto the teeth a little. Now obviously you can zoom in a bit more and do that a bit more carefully yourself. I'll just click done so that you can see the difference. Here's the before and there's the after, and you can see that it's given that sort of bleached teeth effect to it. Next, click back on our brush over here and click on where it says teeth whitening to bring up our list again, and we can go for iris enhance. Now this has brought up a different preset. You can see the exposure is at 35, a little bit on clarity and a bit more on saturation. Now if we come over here and we can paint that on to the iris, which I like so. And again we can do a before and after. You can see the effect that that has on the eyes. You can, if you wish, also add a little bit of it to the whites of the eyes. Perhaps it might be best just to do exposure on there, because you don't really want to bring out any red that there might be in there anymore. If we go back to the adjustment brush, click on where it says iris enhance, then we can go and select our third one, soften skin. Now this one, the main thing it does is drop the clarity down. It adds a bit of sharpness as well, but the main thing you can see is clarity right the way down. Now if we use a bigger brush for this, then we can cover a bigger area a bit more quickly. We'll just start painting this on. Again, you can go in a bit closer or do it a little bit more carefully than I'm doing. I'm just going to do it roughly and quickly just to give you an idea for how it works. Okay, so if you want to see what area you've covered and what you've missed, by the way, if you come down to the left here, you can see it says show selected mask overlay. If you tick that box, it shows you the area that you've painted in. You can see I've caught the hair in one or two areas where you want to get rid of that. So you can erase it from there, untick it, just so that you can see the face normally. Right, so that's with the 100%, with the clarity set at -100, going all over the face with that softened skin. So that was the before, and that's the after. You can see that makes quite a lot of difference. It smooths out various little bits of potential blemishes in the skin, not the big ones, just the small ones, and it also evens out some of the contrast. However, like that at full setting, I tend to think that looks a little bit artificial, or as though she's got a bit too much strange makeup applied and not that evenly. So what I prefer to do with that is, if we select adjustment brush, now you can see that if you come over here you've got pins where you've been brushing in earlier. If you select the one that you used for the skin, I'll show you it's that one. Now you can take the clarity back up again. Okay, so 0, that's where it was before we added anything in there. You don't want to go adding clarity, she wouldn't really thank you for that. Now that's 100% minus, but we can bring it up to say -40, -50, something like that, and that's still softening it a bit compared to the original, but not quite as extreme. Now, to get rid of these larger marks, we use the spot removal tool, which is on the right hand side here, just next to the crop tool. Click on spot removal, make sure you've got it set to heal, a little bit of feathering on it, opacity normally 100% on that, and then just set the size so that it's enough to cover the spots that you want to get rid of, and then you just click on them. When you do that, make sure you just check where it's sampling from to mend it with, because you don't want it to sample it from the wrong place, otherwise it will not look right. At the moment it seems to be choosing everything very nicely, so I'm quite happy to let it dictate where it's taking them from. So if I just quickly get rid of most of the main ones from there, like so, there we go. Now at this stage we probably need to just have a quick look at the history so that we can see right back to the beginning the changes that we've made. So that's before we did anything. That's with the settings without really changing anything ourselves. That's just using the eyes, the teeth and the skin smoothing at its default setting. That's after adjusting it ever so slightly, and that's after removing the major blemishes. So from beginning there to end, yeah, like so. I could go out a bit bigger, it was like originally, and that's what it's like now. Of course you could use the skin softening on the arms and legs and the neck area and so on as well, but I just thought I'd focus on how to do the face. That's the most important part. With the skin areas, you can also use your spot removal tool to get rid of any largish blemishes that you might have there. But this is just a simple way of slightly improving your portraits, getting rid of anything that might be distracting, and you can see it can be done very, very quickly. Just a few clicks of the mouse. So I hope you found that helpful. Do give it a go, and I'll see you again another time in a different image processing tutorial video. Thanks, bye.